Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Gina, and it's Gina's signatures once again. So I'll be making a 6 pieces skirt today. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly watch till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. So thank you to all my amazing subscribers. You all are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So without wasting further time, let me just keep right on the work at hand. Yeah, so I'll be folding my fabric into two. Now, in order for you to determine the width of your 6 pieces, this is entirely dependent on you, or depending on the fabric you have at hand. If you have enough fabric, then go ahead and do as much as you want. But for mine, I'm going to be folding 10 inches, and by the time I open this up, it's going to be 20 inches. So unfold is going to be 10 inches, but when I open it up, it's going to be 20 inches. So that is what I'm trying to ascertain right there. And then the next thing I'll be doing now is just to get the length of the skirt. Now this is going to be a gown, but I just want to make this tutorial because you're basically going to be doing the same thing if you want to attach it to an half length, or you want it to be a standalone skirt. So for this, I'm making it so that you would understand how it's done. So I've gotten the length, and then I added 1.5 inches as sewing allowance. So I'll just be cutting it out so that my table will be free, it will not be clogged up. So that is basically what I'll be doing now. I was just trying to ascertain the 10 inches very well. So now bear it in mind that we all have different ways that we cut our 6 pieces, but I've always been using this method and it has always come out fine and beautiful. So now I have my fabric, as you can see, so that our table will not be clogged up. That was why I had to cut off the remaining fabric. So that is the length of the skirt. So I'll just go ahead to input my measurements. So I just want to rule out the length like so, and then I'll cut out the extras. So now this fabric is a little bit of colored, so please kindly bear with me with the chalk. I don't know, so just kindly manage the chalk. Yeah, so the first measurement, so this one that I want to cut now is going, you know, when you see 6 pieces skirt, you always see the middle part is always more tinier than the sides, because we're going to be having 3 pieces in the front and then of course 3 pieces at the back. So now I'm going to be cutting this middle front, that tiny part that you always see in 6 pieces that is more tinier than the sides. So that is what I'm trying to cut now. So now I'm just going to be getting my waist to hip measurement so that I'll know where I'll be marking my waist, my hip measurement, I beg your pardon. So I'll be marking my waist to my hip. So my waist to hip is 9 inches, and that is what I just marked. And then I'll be marking my waist to my knee. So whatever that is on your client or your body, you just indicate that, and then you rule it out on a straight line. So we have our hip, and then we have our waist to knee, and then of course we have our waistline, which is the beginning of the fabric. So now, next thing I'm going to be doing now, it needs calculation. So please just sit back, relax, and I'm going to be showing you how I got what I got. So just take it just take it easy. I'm just going to be taking my paper and my pen so that I would explain everything for you. Now I'm going to be making use of my hip measurement. So whatever your hip measurement is, I don't know if you can see this from the camera angle, but the hip measurement that I have here is 38 inches. So for that 38 inches, I'm going to be dividing that 38 by 6 inches. And when I divided that, I got 6.3, but I'll be approximating it to a whole number if you know mathematics, you should know what I mean. I'm just going to be making it 6 inches. Yeah, so when I've gotten that 6 inches, now I'm going to be dividing that 6 inches by 2, and so whatever I have is what I'll be making use of. Now let me just rephrase. Your hip measurement is 38 inches. You divide that by 6, and then whatever you get, you just approximate it to the whole number, or you can leave it like that as you wish, and then you divide whatever you got by 2. So whatever you got by 2 is what I'm going to be making use of. In this case, I got 3 inches, and that is what I'll be making use of. Now, what I'm going to be doing is that on my waistline and then on my hip line, I'll be marking 3.5 inches respectively. I'm adding half an inch for sewing allowance. So I'll be marking 3.5 on my waist and then 3.5 on my hip line. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. Don't worry, it's not difficult. Just mark 3.5 inches on your waist and your hip respectively, and then when you get to your nail line, just mark that exact 3 inches that you got. I believe you understand me. This is very, very, very easy. There's nothing so difficult about it. So I'm just going to be connecting this. I'll be connecting from my waist to my hip, and then from my hip to my knee, and then from my knee line I'm going to be connecting direct to that 10 inches that I folded my fabric. You're going to see it very shortly. So I've connected from my waist to my hip, and then from my hip to my knee line, and then from that my knee line I'm going to be slanting it to meet that 10 inches that I folded my fabric. I believe you understand me. So like I said, this is just for us to get the middle part of that 6 pieces. So this is the middle part for the front. So at that knee line, just make sure you carve it out a little so that it won't be pointed. So now I'm basically going to cut this out. So let me just cut this out so that you will understand what I just did. So now you can see this is our middle front piece. As you can see, it's already ready, and it has shown us that 6 pieces look. So remember I told you, depending on how flary you want it to be, you can go ahead to, by the time I open up this flary part, that is going to be giving us 20 inches. Yeah, so let me just quickly fold this back, and I'm going to be using pins to hold it so that I'll cut out the middle piece for the back where the zipper is going to be going through. So yeah, I folded my fabric into 2 again, and then the only thing I did here now is just to add my zipper allowance. So I added 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. So if you want yours to be 1 inch, 2 inches, please, you can go ahead and do that, but I made use of 1.5 inches, and that is the only thing I'll be adjusting here, just to cut out the middle for the back as well. So now I'm just going to be cutting out exactly what I have here. The only difference is the zipper allowance. So I've gotten the middle for the back as well. So what will be left for us to do now is to cut out the 2 pieces for the front and then the 2 pieces for the back, and that will make it the 6 pieces skirt. So let me just cut this out. So now I've cut it out. Let me just notch my zipper so that I'll know where I'm attaching my zipper. And so I'll be removing that, and then I'll slit this into 2, because remember, this is the middle for the back, so it has to be slitted into 2. And so we have our middle piece, and then we have our middle piece for the front, and then our middle piece for the back. So now I'll be setting this middle piece of the front aside because I'm done with it for now. So now I'll be making use of this one that I added the zipper allowance to, that is the middle part for the back. So I'm going to be using this to cut out 4 pieces. What I mean by 4 pieces, I will be cutting out these 4. 2 will be for the front and then 2 will be for the back. So that will make it up to be 6 inches. Can you see that this is as easy as A and B and C? So I'm going to be doing this off camera so that it will be fast. So let me quickly do that and I'll be right back. So I've gone ahead to do that off camera. As you can see, I placed it on my fabric, I folded, and then I cut it out like so. So now I just want to be showing you how it's going to be looking by the time we finish sewing or joining everything together. So now remember, this is the middle part for the back, as you can see, because I slitted it into 2, and then I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces so that it will be 3 pieces for the back. So as you can see, we have our back pieces already ready. Already ready. So this is for the back. So I'll be showing you the front pieces right about now, so you can see it. That's where the zipper will go in through. Yeah. So this is my middle piece for the center front. Yeah, let me just call it center front. For the skirt here, so I just want to remove those pins so that I'll be able to open it up. So you can see that it's more smaller than the other parts. So the back part is also small because by the time you remove your zipper allowance, it will go back to the size we have here. So now you can see this is for the front. Like I told you, I cut out 4 pieces, so we use 2 for the back and then we're using 2 for the front to make up for the sides. So this totals it, making it 6 pieces. So now the next thing I'll be doing, if you want to use a lining, you can go ahead after this, all this, and then cut out your lining. So I will be showing you how I cut out the lining and how I turned everything out so that you'd see how it looks. So if you've watched up to this level and you have not subscribed again, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, kindly like, kindly share, and kindly give this video a thumbs up. Like is also a thumbs up anyways. Yeah. So as at this point, I had gone ahead to sew my linings, as you can see, and I had already given it a good press. Yeah, after sewing it, you give it a good press so that everything will sit and lay flat. So this is the middle part, as you can see, that is more smaller than the sides. So you can see it right here. And then this is the other side, one side for the front. So you can see where my lining got to. It got to my knee area. I didn't do it all the way down. Yeah. So you can see it. So I'll just be placing this on the reverse side so that you would see it very well. So as you can see, I'm just going to be taking some sewing machine, and then I'll be running. Is either you use a quarter or half an inch. You join it from the waist down to the length of the skirt on both sides, so that our skirt will be one piece. So whatever you do for the front is exactly what you're going to be repeating for the back as well, but I'll be showing you that shortly as well. So now this is the back. So that is one side for the back. You know the back is going to be having a zipper, so, and it was slitted into 2, if you remember. So that is why it's like this. So that middle part is where the zipper will be fixed or attached. So let me just quickly turn it over and then show you how it's going to be sewn. And so one side like so, on one side, yeah, and then the other one will be on the other side as well. And so this one will be on this side. So you're going to be using, like I said, either a quarter or half an inch, and then you join it all the way from the waist down, and then you leave that side for your zipper, and then you run all the way down as well to attach it. So let me quickly do that, and then I'll close it up and then give it a shape. And then, okay, let me just show you. After I had sewn the lining, I've joined them together, you can see. So I made use of half an inch. So later I'm going to be using my iron to give it a very good press to open the seams so that it will be neat. So this is the front piece. As you can see, our skirt is already coming out, and then these are the back pieces. Yeah, I've already gone ahead to do the same thing, so just to give it a press and then iron out the seams. Yeah, so basically the next thing I'm going to be doing is just to close up where the zipper allowance is, like temporarily. Just run your 1.5 inches down all the way, and then place your front and the back, and then close up your side seams. Then your skirt is good to go. So I'm going to be attaching this to a half length because I told you this is going to be a gown. That is why the waist area is like this. But if you want to make your waist, you can just make a band and then turn it all the way and it becomes a skirt, or you should have used your lining to turn the whole waist area so that it will be a bandless skirt. So whatever you choose is okay by me. So as at this period time, I had gone ahead to close up the stitches, as in remove the sewing allowances, and then fixed my client's original measurements. So this is what it looks like. So you can see the lower part, you can see how full it looks. It's looking very beautiful. In fact, my client really loved this. Yeah, so the upper part was a princess that was here. That was why I didn't bother showing that, because I have several tutorials on how to go about that. So the main emphasis of this tutorial is basically the 6 pieces skirt. So you can see how beautiful it looks, and the next thing for me is to do is just to fold the hem, and that will be it. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, hit it up on your girl. Thank you all, thank you. But this came out really truly beautiful. Yeah, and this method is quite easy. So if you're a beginner, this method is really good for you. Yeah, so this is how it came out, and it came out well. So thank you all, and like I always say, this is Junior Signatures. Catch you all on my next tutorial. See you all. Catch you. Bye.